You ever love someone so much that you start making excuses for the pain they cause you? You tell yourself it's just distance, just stress, just miscommunication. But deep down, you know it's something darker. That's how it was with her. We were in a long-distance relationship. Two people fighting time zones, schedules, and loneliness just to keep something real alive. She was a flight attendant, always somewhere in the clouds. And I was on the ground, counting days until I could see her again. Every call, every text felt like a lifeline. But then, the cracks started showing. It started with a simple story. She mentioned a colleague, casually, and something in her voice didn't sit right. A few days later, I found out he'd asked her out for late-night drinks, and she said yes. She never told me, not a word. I only found out because the pieces didn't fit. Her timeline, her tone, the way she hesitated when I asked where she was that night. I pressed gently at first, then harder. And finally, the truth slipped out. She told me it was no big deal, that he canceled last minute anyway, that I was overthinking. But it wasn't about the drinks. It was about the silence, the decision to keep it from me. Because in a long-distance relationship, honesty is everything. It's oxygen. And for the first time, I felt like I couldn't breathe. But I stayed. I told myself people make mistakes. That maybe she'd learn. That maybe it was just a lapse in judgment. I wanted to believe her. I needed to. Then came the next storm. There was another guy. She called him just a friend. I wanted to trust her, but something in her stories didn't line up. The way she said his name. The way she'd go quiet when I asked. I asked her directly one night, my heart pounding. She looked me in the eyes and swore they were just friends. But she was lying. After weeks of half-truths and contradictions, I found out that she had slept with him before she met me, and that he was a married man. She said she didn't know he was married at the time. Said she was ashamed of it. That's why she lied. I didn't know whether to scream or to hold her. Because yeah, it happened before us, but the lie happened now. And that's what killed me. Still, I forgave her. We sat down and talked about honesty, about how trust doesn't break in a moment. It erodes, slowly, quietly, until one day you look around and realize it's gone. I told her all I wanted was transparency, no more secrets, no more stories that don't add up. She promised. She swore she understood. And for a while, things felt okay again. The calls were more frequent. The laughter came back. I started to believe maybe we could fix it. But then, 2 months later, I found out the truth that shattered everything. It was a random Tuesday. I was booking my next flight to see her, and as I checked the travel list, I noticed a name that didn't belong. Her friend, the same married man. The same man she promised was out of her life forever. She had given one of our free flight tickets to him. The ones she said were mine. The ones she said were for us. To bridge the distance. To make this love possible. And she gave one away to him, without saying a word. I remember staring at the screen, my heart pounding so loud it drowned everything else out. I called her, asked her calmly at first. Why is his name on the list? Silence, then excuses, then deflection. She said it was just a favor, that I was overreacting, that it didn't mean anything, just a favor. Just like the drinks, just like the lies. Every just felt like another blade between my ribs. I hung up, sat in silence, and realized I was done. Not angry, not shouting, just done. Because there's no point trying to fix a love built on secrets. When I told her it was over, she cried. She said she couldn't believe I'd throw everything away over something so small. But that's the thing. It was never small. It was the accumulation of 1,000 small things that broke me. She said sorry, but it wasn't the kind of sorry that heals. It was the kind that says, "I'm sorry I got caught." After that, I never heard from her again. Not for weeks. Until one morning, out of nowhere, a message popped up on my phone. "Do you still believe you made the right decision?" she wrote. I stared at it for a long time. My chest felt tight. I could almost hear her voice, soft, manipulative, hopeful. And I replied, "Maybe you should ask yourself the same question. Did you make the right decision lying, hiding, and betraying my trust?" Because I did love her, deeply. But love doesn't survive in darkness. Sometimes I still think about her. About what could have been if things were different. About the version of us that never got a chance. I wonder if she ever thinks about me when she's flying over the cities we once talked about visiting together. But then I remember the truth. That no matter how much you love someone, you can't keep sacrificing your peace for their lies. When trust dies, love dies with it. So I walked away. Not because I stopped loving her, but because I started loving myself more. And if you're listening to this, wondering if you should stay in something that feels like it's killing you slowly, this is your sign. Don't wait until you're broken beyond repair. Don't wait for another lie. It's not love if you have to beg for honesty. Because when someone loves you for real, they don't make you guess. They make you feel safe, and she never did.